Happy Gilmore 2 is finally released. I think this is like a 30-year wait or whatever. Like basically, this is another legacy sequel, relating to the very original movie that was made in the '90s called Happy Gilmore. Obviously, um, okay. So let me first say this because I didn't think this movie would have like a Zack Snyder cult like following or whatever. I have been seeing that some reviewers are being attacked for not liking this movie or whatever. So let me just state some things before I go into my review. Number one, I am 19. So obviously I was not around for the 90s, and I was way too young to have watched this movie. I've seen it way one time before in my life. I don't remember. I watched it like last week with my family because they were excited for this movie and they were like, hey, we should watch Happy Gilmore. So when the second one releases, we can all watch that. And I was like, you know what? Yes, because I want to watch every movie that releases this year. So of course I'm gonna watch it. So I watched that one. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I just went, eh, it's okay. Yeah. And so I didn't want to go into Happy Gilmore 2 and hating it or not, but I was going in with an open mind. Like, okay, how do you do a sequel to this movie? Is it gonna be a generic legacy sequel? Is it gonna be an actual a Ghostbusters Afterlife kind of sequel where it might have a bit of nostalgia in it, but it's trying to do some new things in a direction. But again, how do you do a sequel to something like Happy Gilmore? Um, okay, so with all that being said, my point is, I am not driven by nostalgia. I have no nostalgia for the original. So what I'm saying is I'm reviewing this movie as someone who's disconnected from the original. Someone who has just watched it and think it's fine. Does not love the original. Does not put it to his high regard. I could care less if this movie sucked or not. So I'm not going into this review trying to be a negative person or not, or trying to be overly positive. So, before we get into my thoughts, let me do a plot synopsis first. So Happy Gilmore 2 is about Happy Gilmore years later. He's not doing very well after a tragic accident that happened, which, if you've seen the movie, you know what it was. He has become a drunk. And, he does have a bunch of sons now. He has a daughter. And he's not doing very good in life. The house that he did so much work to try to buy again for his grandma is gone now. His grandma's dead. And so now he's kind of he's not doing very good in life right now. But his daughter is trying to do dance, but she needs a lot of money to continue her career. And he's like, well, I don't have the job, but, opportunities come. And he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do golfing again. And let's go make money again. And basically it's Happy Gilmore, but you have a different, like, I guess, motive or whatnot. And some other stuff happens, and it's kind of a whole subplot, but basically that is the general gist you need to know about this movie. So let's answer this question. Did I like Happy Gilmore 2? No. I thought this was gonna be either fine or it was gonna be just okay. Unfortunately, I came out really just going, nah, this was kind of bad. Number one, this movie is very nostalgia heavy. And I think for people who love this movie or even think it's just good or fine, is going to be the people who have a lot of nostalgia, who like going, hey, I remember that. Oh, yeah, that was cool. Oh, it's that guy again. You're gonna, if that's you, if you like that kind of stuff that makes you go remember stuff, you're gonna enjoy this movie, and that's totally fine. Please let no one talk you down from that. That is great. But as someone who has no connection at all, every time, like, I'll say this. I don't know if this is a spoiler. I don't think this really is a spoiler. Um, there's like thousands of flashbacks in this movie. Like, I'm not kidding you. There's so many flashbacks. I don't mean like in narratively, like they made flashbacks. They put clips from the like first movie in this movie over and over. And it's so mind-numbingly bad how I did it. Like, I'm not kidding you. There's one thing of going, hey, remember this, to, hey, remember this, and now we're going to show you this. Like, there's parts where characters literally explain who they are, And of course, Adam Sandler's character knows that. Happy Gilmore is like, yeah, I remember you. But then it just cuts to a clip from the original, and it's like, why did you need to put that there? Like, do you think your audience is very brain dead that they can't remember stuff? But you know what? Maybe it's for the people like me who never watched, who like didn't watch the original, and maybe it's for a small like minority that for some reason went, I'm gonna watch Happy Gilmore 2 and not watch the first one. I'm just gonna watch the second one with no knowledge. Um, so yeah, I it's really frustrating. The whole story's frustrating. I'll say this. I think big fans of the original movie will get mad in the first 5 minutes of this movie. There is a huge thing that happens. I am not kidding you. I was kind of vibing, not fully. There's like this freaking like they're trying to explain what happened in his career after the first movie. And like it's kind of sweet, yeah, like, some, bits and funny jokes or whatever, but like Jenner, it had this really bad CGI Adam Sandler in place, and it was just so weird looking. It was, oh my, it was so awful. Um, but like, okay, so you have this like CGI Adam Sandler in place, and it's just really bad. But then like it shows like why, like the big accident that I'm talking about. Is this big accident, and when you see the big accident, the movie changes like a whole different tone, and it becomes so cynical-ish and dark. I'm not cynical, but it becomes darker, and it does not fit for this movie. I understand, like, I mentioned earlier, like, Ghostbusters Afterlife. That is, like, for me, a good example of, like, you can switch a tone of a franchise to work better. There's some. I have to do like a whole video one day on Ghostbusters Afterlife. I generally think that's one of the better legacy sequels out there. But to talk about this movie, this is like the biggest example of like what you shouldn't do in a legacy sequel, or if you do, you should do it better. Because this movie wants to do something depressing. It wants to. It feels like it's a great film, or at least it's trying to be about alcoholism. I think it's a kind of a movie trying to be like, hey, this is alcoholism. This is what it does to us, and we should fight it. Um, and that's a cool idea, I guess. I'm sure there's other movies that have done it, but it's fine. Like, that's simple. It's not bad. Simple's not bad. But when you're still trying to make it a comedy and you're still trying to have funny jokes, I don't laugh when I see Adam Sandler being depressing and drinking constantly. It's not funny. The gag with it all, and it's like throughout the whole freaking movie, 20 to 30 damn times, of like he has alcohol hidden in so many places. And there was a few moments where I was like, oh, but there was just so many times where I started rolling my eyes, like, oh, of course it's in his phone, it's in the cuckoo clock. It was just getting so annoying. Like, there's a lot of repetitiveness to it. It's not funny. And I think that's what this whole movie is for me. It's not funny. There's a few jokes. There's a moment where he gets drunk and he drives a golf cart. And there's like this like, explosion. It's so fun. That actually made me laugh because I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, that is kind of funny. And then of course the whole movie they're bringing back the actors that can come back who aren't dead. That was nice. And of course, actually Adam Sandler brought his daughter in. He has a few. I don't think he has sons. I don't know if he does or not. And I don't know who his sons are being played by. I think one of them is like an AW wrestler or whatever. My stepdad was going crazy over it, so I'm assuming that. And we'll get into the cameos of this movie. Oh my gosh, the cameos. Um, so Adam Sandler has a daughter in here, and I'm gonna say this. I don't want to be mean. Adam Sandler and the daughter and his sons, if they're not, and if not really his sons, but just sons, were probably one of my least favorite parts of this whole movie. They were, again, I'm being nice. I don't want to be mean because, it could be a direction. The director didn't give a better direction. It ends up being still acting. That's all I'm going to say. It is still acting. Like, this is kind of how in my head, I imagine, like, the dialogue sound like for me in this movie is that someone goes, like a good example is like, oh, don't worry, sweetie. I will have to do this golf tournament, and we will, we're gonna do this. It's a terrible Adam Sandler impression, but everyone just sounds very dead tone, and it's like, don't worry, sweetie, don't worry, my love, my daughter, I'm going to do this for you, cause we're a family. I love you. Drink, 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 drink. That their acting's not very good, is what I'm trying to say. They're very stale acting, and I didn't like it. And again, I'm not trying to say they're bad actors. Adam Sandler is a great actor. Don't get me wrong. Uncut Gems is still one of my probably my favorite movie of his. Like, it's just a freaking good movie. And I think this is his daughter's first acting job, so I don't want to give her slack. And again, she's fine. She didn't do a terrible job. I just don't think she did a great job. And again, I don't think it's her fault. It's probably because the director didn't give her enough like direction for a new actor. Who knows who was really directing? It's probably this director is probably just like, just sat there while Adam Sandler really directed everything. Who knows? Because this is like, okay, let's get into this big part. I think the one thing that a lot of people are talking about with this movie is the cameos. This movie, besides having returning characters, it brings in like 20 to 50 celebrities. At some point, I don't even know most of them. And at some point, I just assumed that every character that appeared was some important person, some wrestler, some sports person, some stupid artist, or there's a podcast in there. There's so many that it became so numb. Cameos are really fun and nice, and I think the idea of cameos nowadays have been ruined. And I don't think it's because of Marvel or not, and I don't think this is trying to be Marvel. I generally think some people don't know why cameos are great when they're done. Cameos are nice when it's a passing thing. It's very funny. Like, oh, I didn't expect this actor to be here. That's kind of funny. But when you do it 30 to 20 to 50 whatever times in one movie, it's not special anymore. It just becomes the game of, oh, who's this and who's this and who's that. Like, you just expect it then. Like, you do it one time or two times or three times, it's fine because you're like, oh, okay, I didn't see that come. But you do it 20 times, then you're just numb by it. And then it's not good. So, yeah, there's so many cameos in this. I don't really enjoy any of them. I didn't know most of them. There's a few I've realized. My parents, I love them, and I'm not trying to judge them or anything. I love them so much. They really, I think they like this movie. Because the whole time they would literally pause the movie and be like, "Oh, that's that guy." No, that's fine. I don't mind it. So I'm like, I'm happy to see them happy and they're enjoying the film. And I think that's the crowd that's gonna enjoy it. Is, people who grew up on this movie, who watched it when it came out and enjoy this type of stuff of cameos. But I'm not that person. I'm bitter or whatever. I did not enjoy this movie, and I I really really didn't enjoy this movie. It's not fun. There was one part I liked besides some like the very few jokes that I like got a little giggle out of me. I actually see there's a little bit of an action, not action, but there's this little moment at the very end. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about, where him and his caddy have to figure out like a sort of a puzzle, and the last like hole they gotta put the ball in. And it was I actually was entertained by it. I was like, oh, that's okay. They're doing some cool stuff here. There is some like tension, although I know how this is gonna end. There is some tension here, and again, there's so many callbacks. I'm generally gonna say this. This might be a spoiler, but not really. This movie ends literally the same way the first one ends, and it's not great. I'm sure some people are gonna defend this, going, "Well, it's for us OGs. It's for us older people who loved it. And your generation, you guys don't get it." I don't care. I'm happy you're happy. If you enjoy this movie, and this is for any movie ever, be happy you enjoy it. Don't go into people's comment sections wherever going, "You're an idiot for not liking it." Go in the comment section and tell me why you loved it. I'm not gonna fight you. I want to hear you. I want to hear why you loved it. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. But like, don't get angry that I didn't like it. Like, I'm happy you loved it, and I'm not telling you to hate it. I don't want anyone watching my reviews to use my opinions as your own opinions. Watch this stuff to hear my point of view and things, and if it shapes it, whatever. But don't ever use one of my reviews to form your opinion on something. Always use them as just you're hearing my thoughts, and you might agree on some of them, you might disagree on some of them. So, as we're getting near the end of this video, like, tell me how you thought. Like, I would love you to comment down and just tell me how you thought about the movie, because I genuinely would like to know. But Happy Gilmore 2 is a mess of a movie. It doesn't look good. Maybe it's because it's outside, but I genuinely thought the movie was so bright. It looked like every character was being blinded by the sun. The coloring was very weird, and again, I did love that the flashbacks when it cut to the original movie, you could tell that the new one is like on digital camera and the old one's on film, and just how much better the original looks with its lighting and just the grain. It just looks so much better. And this one, it does it. There's a few good shots and there's a few good moments where I was like, oh, that's not badly made, but there's other moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this just looks boring. Um, yeah, I really didn't like this one. This was a disappointment. If I had to give it like a letterbox rating, it would be like a 2. I gave it like 2 stars. 1 out of 10 would be like a this movie is like a good solid 4 or less. Who knows? I don't know what a ratings. I'm not. I haven't stick to a rating system ever. I'm still figuring this out. Who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please comment down what you thought about this movie. Again, don't attack anyone. Don't, all of you people who are attacking people because of their thoughts on the movie. It's a movie, guys. It's not that big of a deal. So go have fun. Go enjoy this movie. Go rewatch it again if you've already seen it. If someone who's watching this because they want to see if they'll watch it, I want to say this: if you like the first one, watch this one. You might have some fun with it. If you're someone who doesn't care or never saw the original, I say skip it. You're not going to get much out of this. You're going to just probably not care about it. You're probably just not going to really like it. Go watch something else. There's probably some better movies out there. And streaming, Sinners on HBO Max. So if you have that, go watch that movie. It's freaking amazing. Anyways, see you guys later in the next video. Bye-bye.